Coming up on Mountain News this morning, there was a surprise resignation in eastern Kentucky hours after a lawsuit accused a mayor of sexual assault. And we'll take a look at some of the issues surrounding FAFSA this year.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:30 and we are halfway through the week. It is Wednesday, March 13th. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. I think somebody's got a countdown until the weekend. You know what? Don't blame you because, hey, the time shift is throwing everybody off. Needless to say, and no, I'm not looking to stir the pot on that one. Just a fact that everybody's dragging this week. All right, the sunshine energizes us. Some of these mild temperatures will too. Running above average this morning in the mid-40s outside our studios as the nice weather continues, except some of us west of 75 late this afternoon into this evening. Could be a sprinkle, a shower. Not everybody's going to see that, the dry air at the ground. The nice weather does continue until the showers widespread come in for all of us on Friday. Temps this morning vary from the mid-upper 30s into the lower 50s as we have the veils of high clouds moving across the region. That'll persist as we head through the rest of the morning, and that's the disturbance right there that could produce a shower or sprinkle for some of us late this afternoon into this evening. All right, out the door we get you. Nice amount of sunshine again today for all of us. That late day shower sprinkle threat to the west and a high this afternoon in Hazard to 71. More about your First Alert 7-day forecasts in just a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. Last night, Prestonsburg Mayor Les Stapleton resigned. It came just hours after a lawsuit was filed claiming he verbally and sexually assaulted a former city employee. Stapleton says he resigned due to an injury from a recent fall. Council members met Tuesday evening to read the resignation letter of now former Prestonsburg Mayor Les Stapleton. The council unanimously voted to appoint Councilman Rick Hughes as interim mayor of Prestonsburg.
I love this city. I love being here. We have businesses, my wife and I do in this town, and I'm partnered with another friend of mine. And we want to see the city continue to grow. And that's the object right now, is to bring everybody together on one page, help it grow, and move forward with the things that were already on the agenda that needs to be done.
We reached out to Stapleton yesterday, but he has not returned our call. The free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, has received more than 3 million applications since it underwent a revamp last year. The goal was to make the applications both easier for families to complete and to make sure students get the amount of aid needed to attend a higher education facility. WYMT's Madison Carmouche has more from a regional education leader.
The government's goal in updating the FAFSA application was to make it simpler, but many folks are experiencing hiccups.
And even once they complete it, there are still major processing delays. This is causing many students and colleges to not be able to get the vital information that they need to calculate federal aid for students to go to college.
With the delay in processing, students may not hear from colleges until late spring, but officials say they should not be discouraged.
So what we're doing right now at the colleges is we are encouraging students to go ahead and get that application completed. There's been some misinformation out there that perhaps students should even wait longer to complete that FAFSA. That's not the case.
The new application opened on December 30th with an additional $1.8 billion in aid available to students.
It will also change the way that federal aid is calculated. So people who may not have been eligible for federal aid in the past may now be eligible due to the new calculation.
Dr. Linden says that if students have concerns about the form, they should reach out to financial aid and admissions officials.
The community and technical colleges, we have always been concerned about affordability and accessibility, and this does not change that.
In Hazard, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
The FAFSA application for fall of 2024 closes on June 30th at 11:59 p.m. A House committee approved a bill yesterday afternoon dealing with school choice. House Bill 2 calls for a constitutional amendment to fund charter schools. That puts the decision for school choice in the voters' hands. It would go on the November ballot. The bill now goes to the full House. It would then need approval in the Senate before going to the governor's desk. A bill to help first responders find missing adults is moving forward in Frankfort. Senate Bill 45 would establish the Ashanti Alert. It would help spread information on missing adults who fall outside of the Amber Alert system. The bill passed in the Senate and now heads to the House floor. Several bills dealing with the rise of self-driving are moving through the legislature. House Bill 7 would deal with law enforcement, insurance, and liability issues. The bill passed 61-31 in the House, but was passed over in the Senate. The House Transportation Committee also passed a resolution to set up a task force to study self-driving cars and artificial intelligence. That resolution passed in the House. Meetings will take place this summer and fall with recommendations for lawmakers in December. The executive director of Apple Shop in Whitesburg says he plans to leave the organization before the end of the year. Alex Gibson has held the position for nearly 10 years. In a release, Gibson says, quote, "It has been an honor to work alongside the talented staff, artists, and communities that make Apple Shop so special." The organization's board of directors will conduct a search to find Gibson's replacement in the coming months. We have more about this at WYMT.com. Artwork created for a Madison County fundraiser is missing. The president of the Madison County Historical Society says the paintings were stolen. The Historical Society hosted a fundraising auction this past Sunday. 7 paintings created by 5 different artists were supposed to be auctioned off, but only 5 made it to auction. Each painting was of a different historical church in Madison County.
They would have had to know what they were looking for, I guess, because they were in a large folder all together. And it is strange that only 2 were taken.
Anyone with information about the paintings can contact the Madison County Historical Society or the Richmond Police Department. Future business owners are getting the opportunity to learn about what it takes to own and run a business. It is through the City of Hazard Entrepreneur Fellowship, an 8-week paid program where high school and college students can work hand in hand with local businesses. City of Hazard Downtown Coordinator Bailey Richards says as Hazard continues to grow, it is important for new businesses to grow with the city as well.
People are going to retire, they're going to age out, and we need to have a constant flow of new people coming in to kind of backfill. And then also we are continuing to grow. We're seeing more businesses. So that's something that we want to make sure that we always have a youth involvement and a youth pipeline to backfill those spaces.
The students will get experience working hand in hand with local businesses while also creating their own business plan for the future. Hiring is underway at Keeneland in Lexington for the 2024 spring meet. It comes less than a month before the first races. Staff at Keeneland say they hope to hire between 300 and 400 part-time workers to make the fan experience great. Tiffany McDonald with Keeneland says they have had people from as many as 20 different countries applying to work for the upcoming spring meet. The hiring center is open every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. until the end of the month. The Magoffin County High School boys basketball team made history Monday night, punching their ticket to the Sweet 16. For the first time in 100 years, the team will play in Rupp Arena. And as you're about to see, the entire city is excited.
We have a lot of basketball fans in Magoffin County, just like we do across the state. We have people that are in their 70s and 80s that remember those moments that were almost, but not quite.
Many people in the community actually thought that they'd never see the day that a boys team would make it to the state tournament.
actually have the best player to ever put on a McGoffin County uniform, and I stand by that firmly.
Yeah, I've said it for a while. I feel like we were top 2 in the region. We're hard to beat.
You're talking about seeing a basketball team come up when you get ready for tournament. You hope they're playing with confidence on that. You hope they're playing loose and with great poise. Those kids brought in, and I'll tell you what, it was really such a pleasure to watch them play.
My daughter was in the fan section right beside of me, and she said the kids couldn't believe that the judge executive was jumping straight up and down and yelling at the refs and doing all those things.
When you look through the crowd, you saw generations of people that have been longing for this moment. There was a caravan of fans and buses that led the team actually from Prestonsburg all the way back to Salyersville.
It proves that McGoffin County is a very tight-knit community. We fight amongst ourselves like all communities do, but when we're together, we're together. We all wear blue and white when we go to the Rupp Arena, but we'll be maroon and white come next week.
You think those Hornets can sting a few more? Oh, yeah. You know, we're going to go down to Rupp. We're going to go down and have fun. We're not going down just to play. We're going down to win.
A lot of excited people in McGoffin County. McGoffin County will play another mountain team, Perry Central from the 14th region at Rupp Arena next Wednesday, March 20th at 11 a.m. To throw in a twist, Hornets head coach Scott Castle will be going up against his nephew Carter, who plays for PCC. And still to come, Beyonce announced the name for her upcoming country album that has already topped the charts.
Weather-wise this morning, temperatures similar to yesterday morning, just a little bit warmer. Does this mean we're even warmer as we head through this afternoon regarding high temperatures? We'll let you know. Your first alert 7-day forecast, and yes, the smile on your face from the weather department will be continuing. That's all coming up right after this.